Good evening, folks. This is Darth Ravage07 coming to you today with another long overdue review. I finally got back into Bad Batch. I figured out on my PlayStation 5 that you gotta have it in linear PCM in order to hear the voices on there, and so now I'm getting caught up, and I got to Truth and Consequences episode, season 2 of Bad Batch, and catching up. My son's been after me to get caught up, but I've been going at my own pace here. So getting caught up. I've had the Havoc Marauder for a while and love that shit. We'll get into that a little bit more in a second. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching my channel. Let's turn this camera around and take a look at the Havoc Marauder from Micro Galaxy Squadron. And here is the Havoc Marauder on the turntable. It was a Target exclusive last summer, and I just couldn't come to open this right away, as I do with all things. It comes with Wrecker and Amiga, and so then I've got Tech with his speeder. I've got Hunter with his thing. I don't think they've done Echo, but you can comment down below and let me know if there's actually an Echo. I'll go back and look at Micro Galaxy Squadron on Instagram to see what's what, because they do got good stuff there. You got 90 degrees of rotation with the wings. You got 360 degrees of cockpit seat swivel, it looks like there. And you got the bay door that opens there. You can put Wrecker and Amiga into the cockpit with the opening canopy. It doesn't do that in the show, but that's okay. And then you got some 180 degrees with the turret and other sort of goodies here with the, it looks like the back end of the Havoc Marauder there. You can open that up and get somebody in there probably. Its cross sales is the Battle Damage TIE Fighter and Yoda's Starfighter. You got Bo-Katan's Gauntlet Fighter. You got the AAT tank from Phantom Menace. You have a Snowspeeder that is not rightly colored. I think they went back and fixed that. You've got Jango Fett's Slave 1 starship and the Republic gunship, one of about 4 or 5 different versions. They had like Target exclusives. I don't like the exclusivity when it comes to that stuff, with the cross sells. Starship class, all series 2, and long overdue, like everything is with my stuff here late. Let's get this guy cracked open and take a closer look at this awesome looking ship from Bad Batch. Fresh out of the blister packaging, you get this nice backdrop, pre-cooled backdrop there. Bad Batch era. You got Vulture droids, not sure what they're shooting or chasing at. Just get a whole bunch of them Vulture droids going through an asteroid belt. Maybe that's Geonosis. I don't know. If you know what this is in the background, just let me know. There's some more Vulture droids right there. Not sure I'll use it, but I might take a picture of it and use it in future prequel stuff. Next up, I always like to take a look at the figurines in the blister, and that's kind of done in there differently. It's got a slightly bigger version, like almost like they would have weapons or something back behind that. Let's get that into focus. Amiga and Wrecker, and you flip it over and there they are respectively. Go get them out of the box in just a moment. And the Havoc Marauder, let's get it out of the blister. Taking a quick look at Amiga, she stands about 14 to 16 of an inch there. Very, very nicely detailed. Let's take a closer look at her, if I can get her in my hands here in front of the camera. Looking at the detail on the paintwork, very, very nicely done. Very season 1 outfit right here, and just an awesome addition to this package. Let's get Wrecker onto the measuring tape next. And Wrecker is tall. I had to do him a little bit differently because he's got his backpack jutting out. So he's just almost about 1 1/4 inches tall. He's the biggest of the Bad Batch. Very nicely detailed. He's got his big old knife there at his arm's length. You got those arms that can come up together in unison there. He's got the backpack on there. I'm not going to try to take that off. I want it to stay on there. But very, very nicely detailed. Definitely could tell that this is Wrecker. And as I get it back in focus, you can see that that paintwork is exceptional. Let's get him on the turntable next to Amiga. And you can see him right there on the turntable next to the Havoc Marauder and how they scale. These are not exactly scale with the ship, but that's okay, guys. Got Ryder a little bit whiny in the background. Let's zoom in closer for a closer look. And we're gonna take a little spin on this thing and let you see the front profile with it in its landing position. And Ryder's trying to jump out of my lap. Here is the starboard side of the ship with the wings up there. You got that nice looking aft with the 180 turret cannon there. And you got the thrusters there all picked out in its paint. Looking really, really good. And the port side of the ship. Omega's had a little bit too much to drink. Let's get them into the cockpit and see how that fares. They did fix this seat where Omega can strap in and then Wrecker can just sit there. So let's get them in there. Nicely detailed cockpit. Clear plastic will wear me over time, but at least it's got a nice coat of paint on there. That's how they did that. I really wish they wouldn't do that, because we know with Transformers how that does over time. And I do believe Omega would fare better at flying anything versus Wrecker. Wrecker is your demolitions expert. You don't want that person flying a ship of any kind, maybe doing the heavy lifting. And then you can see them down inside the cockpit there as they are way low or whatnot. But for all intents and purposes, it's still cool that you can do that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the bottom side of this thing, show you the details there. And it's got some retractable landing gear, the forward guns, and you can retract those back. And they fold offset to each other there for that. And then there's that turret again. And then you got the wings that come down and give you that swoopability that you get with all the flying stuff. Let me get this pan back out and show this awesome looking ship in hand, zooming through the air. Very, very cool. I just love this. And I think that they have like a mechanism. I want to say it's like on a mechanism that, yeah, it's on a mechanism. They fold together. So, I mean, boom, up and out and down, and there you go. This actually is supposed to come open right here, but I'll do that off camera here in a second. And I think this side piece does come off to reveal the whole insides and guts of it. There it goes. And you got a couple of swiveling chairs there to put some more of your Bad Batch guys in right there. I'll put that back on real quick. Just got a little couple of tabs, and it'll tab back in there. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's time to do this off camera thing. Let's do that off camera, guys. Focusing in on the back part with the moving turret there. You can just wiggle it back and forth there. Bang, bang, bang. Awesome stuff. You can put Omega or somebody else. I don't know that Wrecker would fit too good in there, but there's that option right there. I'm just going to leave them in the front cockpit, and then hopefully I can find the other guys and store the speeders and stuff in here and such in the back side of this thing right here. I thought this had a little bit more of a bay door kind of thing going on. And obviously they can't do what they do in the show and have them go in and out of the front part here, but oh well, to each his own there. Very, very cool still. Again, there's that profile from the front with the wings down into its full flight capability. Your starboard side, you have your aft view, and what a nice aft that is. Just really love this. It's kind of like an Imperial shuttle with those Imperial wing fold S-folds there, but I like that they fold together like that and land. But very, very, very nice all the same. I get the landing gear back down and get this thing into some final thoughts. And I didn't even do the measurements, so let's go ahead and do a quick measurements right here on the side. If we stick that down and we go to the top of that, it's like just a little bit above 5 inches when the folds are folded up like that. From front end to back end with the guns straight out the back end, you get almost 8.5 in the back. Width-wise, when the S-folds are up, you're looking at about 3 inches there. And then from the top spire to the surface where it sits, You're looking at about 4 inches at the top of this middle spire here. As I knock the camera off course, as that middle one to the bottom is about 4 inches there. And with those folds fully opened up to the side, with those folds open and the wings expanded, it's about 11.5 from wingtip to wingtip. And of course, with that on down, with them down like this, it's about 10 inches from wingtip to wingtip. So there you go, guys, for your displayage. I really wish this came with a flight stand. Probably the only negative I have. Now we'll get the Havoc Marauder into some final thoughts, guys. This thing is still one of my favorite starships. It's definitely one of the starship size class, I do believe. Series 2 there. It's number 42 in the series there. So there's that, number 42. It's like some of the series 2, like the Sabine Wren's TIE Fighter Light Armor Class, Hera's A-Wing, also Light Armor Class Series 2. They were on the shelves one time I saw them, but it took like a year and some change for this to get out there. And now it's here on the turntable looking awesome. I like the weathering that they put into these ships. I love this ship in particular because it reminds me of the Imperial shuttle, but it's with our boys of the Bad Batch. I mean, this is their home, this is their livelihood, and no more than I was uttering how much I love this ship in the season 2, episode 8. I think it's Truth and Consequences. The daggone thing gets stole. They lost Echo. The ship gets stole, and it's a really, really dark time. I fell asleep a while ago watching it, so I'm going to go back and finish it. But I'm getting caught up on Bad Batch all the same. My good buddy Ultra Megatronus is going to be really happy to know that I can actually catch up and start speaking Bad Batch language with them. We got Alkalite coming up pretty soon. I just love the Bad Batch. I'm going to be really sad whenever that does get over with. But like the way that they got the retractable landing claws, how it's off center and offset. The only thing that hampers this is the lack of no flight stand, because most of the time you're going to want to display the Havoc Marauder in flight poses and action poses and stuff, and this is about all you can get with your hand, and that still looks really, really flippin' sweet and awesome. Very swooshable ship, just like all Star Wars ships to me are very swooshable. I'll be taking this on the route tomorrow. I'm swooshing around the route with me, landing it back down. See, that's just so cool, man. And then they get into their mini misadventures doing the Bad Batch thing. All right, guys, that's about going to do it for the Havoc Marauder. I absolutely love it. I highly recommend it. I want to say it runs about $29, but you might be able to get it on some Memorial Day sale still, as we are in the very tip end of Memorial Day. Get ready to get back into the rest of May and get the month of May done, and we're into June. We got Alkalite Lake starting up pretty soon. I'm very pumped for that. And I hope that we get some Micro Galaxy Squadron of the ships and stuff that's in that show as well. Thanks again for watching my channel, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching, and that's about going to do it for this. Now I've got to go track down the other Bad Batch figures, get them in the back of that ship, and keep them all together, because this is where they live. Just Amiga was so upset whenever Echo left, and I feel for her, but that's about going to do it for the Havoc Marauder, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you guys always, and may the Force be with you, each and every one. Always, guys. Have a great day.